welcome to our May at-home box video. May 20 is the class, and that is World Bee Day. So we are going to talk about things that the pollinators like, all the flowers we're going to be using are flowers that bees like, because although they can be scary, we need them. We totally need them in this life. So I have a few facts I'm going to tell you, just because why not? So Anton Jensa was a pioneer beekeeper from Slovenia, and she was born on May 20 in 1734. That's why it's World Bee Day. It's mainly just to raise awareness of the importance of all the pollinators and everything that they do for us in our life and the threats that they face and how we can help them. Did you know that bees are most aggressive in October? And it's because they're preparing their queen and the hive for winter. So they want to make sure it's protected, it's all gonna be ready, so that's when they're the most aggressive. Blech. I don't like bees. In 2006, they started disappearing, even though on an average, every day the queen bee lays 1,500 eggs. Crazy. Also, if bees were to disappear from the globe, humanity would only have 4 years left of life, because they just pollinate everything. Our food crops would decline, everything. We would not know what to do. And the last but not least fact I have is that bees can obtain speeds up to 12 to 15 miles an hour, but the most humans, average healthy humans, can't outrun them. So although they're a little scary, you can get away from them. There's also a wise tale that says run to water. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I would do, because I don't think they can swim. All right, let's talk about our design today. We're gonna use this beautiful diamond type vase. There'll be assorted colors of this, so everything might have just a little bit of varying in color, but it'll all match and be beautiful. It'll be great for your table. So let's go through. We're gonna have, your box should have the vase, 3 pieces of baker fern. I'm gonna show you guys a new technique on how to use this as an armature. You should have 2 sunflowers. Make sure they're nice. We're gonna clean as we go. 3 lavender snapdragons, most of them should be. And remember, we wanna take off all the foliage that's gonna go beneath the water line. So you can just, I like to use my knife because it's just habit, but pick all of that off, everything that we know. So now they're nice and clean. You should have 3 alstroemeria. So now the thing about alstroemeria is they are beautiful, but as you can see more in this one, they're very tight. So people think they're sort of dying, but they're not. They're gonna open to be so big and beautiful, like so. And they last a long time. People just think, oh, they're opening and it's gonna be dead. Not true. But the other thing is they have lots of foliage on them, which is a nice added to our vase. But if it's brown or yucky, you know, we want to get rid of it. Anything that's broken. But these look really nice, so they should be pretty good. You're also going to have solidago. We've used this before. We're going to want to take off a lot of the bottoms, because again, in the water. But let's save them. I'm gonna give you some little ideas to do with that later. So we'll have a nice clean stem. You will have 2 of these, so go ahead and clean them up. Keep your littles. And any brown foliage, or remember things that'll go in the water, we want to clean up. We have 1 stem of blue thistle. This stuff is so fun. Oh, look, I have it broken, so we're just gonna take it off. I'm gonna keep it with my little pieces over there. All right. Sometimes this foliage can just be scraggly looking, so if so, pull it off, but that's it. And the last thing you should have is chamomile. Oh my gosh, I've been putting this in every design that we have because it's so pretty and fragrant. So the thing about the chamomile, I'm not gonna clean it now. When we use it, we're going to, because it's really delicate and I don't want to disrupt it until we do. But we will end up, I'll show you how to take pieces off and how to clean the foliage. But we'll do that in time. All right, ready? New technique. You will have 3 pieces of baker fern. Remember, we've talked before about creative cutting. This piece, I can easily have 2. And same with this one. Take those bottom two, so there's two. So now that gives us more pieces to work with. You want to make sure you have some stems, so I'm just taking off some of those bottoms. And all we're going to do is sort of lace them, but it's like intertwining. So we're going to sort of just go through. Can you see how this is through there? And this one, you sort of go through the middle, like so. And all we're doing is just sort of lacing these together so they're going in. And it doesn't matter really what the shape is. The biggest thing is that we're getting them all together. So see, look, I can pretty much hold like one piece and they're sort of staying together. So this is the weird part that we're gonna do, and you guys are gonna be like, what is she doing? But trust me, we're gonna take this stuff and just sort of fold it down. Like so. So all this is just gonna be a bundle of fern that's gonna be our armature. Do you remember armature is like something that we use to keep all of our stems in place and to help them have their own space. So I've just pinched them all down. I'm gonna measure. I want to make sure that the base of this is right at the top of the vase, right? So we're just sticking it in. Now sometimes there might be some of this foliage that's gonna go in the water, and I always tell you about how not to, but we can clean that up later. So crazy, weird, you're not gonna see it a lot, but we have a lot of flowers going in here, so I really wanted to make sure that we could show them all off. Let's start with our solidago. So the type of design we're gonna make is just a beautiful vase. We're gonna try to have levels, it's gonna be all around, but remember, this is your vase. So you do what you like. If you want it to be a little bit different, you're the designer. All right, so I'm just cutting, and we're gonna just sort of stick these two in. We're gonna try to go sort of opposite, and I'm going right through that ball of, foliage, like so, okay? So we have those, easy pie. Let's now go to our alstroemeria. So the so a lot of times remember we've talked about everyone likes odd numbers, threes, things like that, which we do have some things that are threes, but twos are totally okay. And the way you use them is okay. When we get to the sunflowers, I know I'm jumping ahead, but like if you're gonna, you can put them like together in the vase, so then it's like more impact, or you could do like opposite sides, because now if we did it, it'd be color balanced that way. So it's all these things you need to think about. But let's go back to our alstroemeria. Alstroemeria does grow in some pots here. I've seen it in some greenhouses. It's a great addition to the bees. It's something they don't normally get. So if you want to help your bee friends, then this is something to look for. So I'm going opposite, and then I'm gonna go tall, right in the middle. So we're back to our thirds. Remember, like the peace sign, 1, 2, 3. But I put one a little higher because we don't necessarily want it all in one place around the bottom. You know, we want our levels. So let's finish out our level with the snapdragons. And these are gonna go right in the center, but a little bit on an angle, like we've done before. Just like so. So we still have like our third peace sign, but they're all coming up for a nice impact of color and of style. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we'll have our sunflowers. I think I'm gonna go opposite sides with them because how we have our yellow here, I think it's gonna balance out really nice. The other thing with sunflowers is, see, they always have like a natural curve of some point. So you just sort of want to look how we had before to which one we might want. This has a great curve. So I'm going to use it on this side because I like how it's going to fall like so. This one is not quite as curvy. So when I'm going in and I'm trying to go as much through that foliage as I can. So it's nice on an angle. So see how my yellow now is all around. see next, our thistle. Think about creative cutting. I can get, I think, 2 insertions out of this. Now, sometimes the thistle will come and it might just be 1 insertion. That's back to the odds and the evens. It's okay to have 1 of something. Remember, it's your design, and the purpose of this one this month is to talk about the bees. So this is something that they love. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to go opposites since I, again, but this one I might put more up top, right? Let's get a little bit more height for some of this, like so. Cool, huh? I like it. See, some of our foliage is coming out, which is great, but it's not the focal like sometimes it has been in the past. We're jam-packing it full of flowers. All right, our last thing is this chamomile. Again, creative cutting, so look at your stem. 1, 2, 3. This is long enough, but it's pushing it. And then I would use this whole one. So let's clean them up and I'm gonna show you. All of the foliage on this chamomile, well, see that one's broke, so we're gonna take it right off. Clean it up sometimes, but every single piece of foliage needs to come off because for some reason, this chamomile just gets their leaves just get icky. I don't know why. Probably because it's off the plant and it wants to be on its plant. So the stems are very delicate. So when you go to put them in, also make sure you're fresh cut. And don't force it too much. If you get to a roadblock, take it out and try another spot. Because otherwise, it will definitely bend and break and then you really shouldn't use it anymore because it'll stop the water flow from going up. Okay? 2, we'll put this one on this side over here. No, and we have 1 more. This one, it's a little crazy. See how there's some broken? So we definitely want to take off all of that. It's just so delicate, but you are gonna love this. It smells so fragrant. No wonder the bees want to pollinate with this. It's so beautiful. Clean up my stem. And I think I'm gonna put this sort of right in the middle of all of my snapdragons and then sort of open it up a bit. Like that. So, this is our design for World Bee Day. All of these flowers the bees love. They can come pollinate, help do whatever they need for our food crops, for the earth. And it's sort of like a wildflower. So the other reason I liked to pick ones of things is because if you're gonna cut from your garden, even if they're not necessarily bee friendly or things like that, then it's okay to use ones. It's okay to creatively cut. Remember, it's your creation, so you need to like it. And I'm not happy with that, so I'm gonna change 1 second. There we go, much better. So there is our design. But I told you I was gonna tell you about these. These are great and they're gonna last a long time. So if you just take them 1 by 1, again, clean your foliage off. You could find itty bitty containers, like we have things like this here that hang, that you could group a whole bunch together. We have lots of beautiful little things, and you probably have things at home. Cute little trinkety things that you might have around that you're like, oh, I could just put some in. See how I just cleaned those? And you could just put them with some water in a vase, something like so. I have a couple vases at home that I love that have like multiple little vases. And this is so cute. You could put one, put this one little thistle in there, and then just keep making little bundles. So, golden aster, solidago. Remember, we talked about this too. A lot of you might be looking at it and you're going, I'm allergic to that stuff. That's ragweed, and that is grown outside in fields. This is solidago. It's cultivated so that it's not like a ragweed type to get your allergies all going. You might still possibly be allergic, but when I was doing this, I see how long that stem is. I'm just gonna put that right in there because that's a good one. So some of these could be long enough to be on their own also. anything while you're cleaning them up. You can say, oh, I might like that. All right, so there we go, World Bee Day. Be nice to your bees, we need food. Have a great day, bye.